The NBA draft is here, and as you know, that is a night where lives are changed. These players are getting their hands on money and their dreams that they wish for their entire life. But how much do NBA rookies actually make? Can they stay on a team for very long? How long is their contracts? And when can they get out when they don't want to be on that team anymore? We're going to talk about all of that and looking at some of last year's rookies and their contracts to see how this actually works. Shout out to Darcy for suggesting this video, and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down because it's your thumb, and let's go ahead and get into it. When it comes to NBA rookie contracts, there are two things that determine how much they're going to make. The first is where they are drafted at, and the second is the NBA rookie scale. NBA first rounders are signed to a 4-year deal with the first 2 years guaranteed. The third and fourth year are under team option, and those have a set amount percentage of how much these players can make. Contracts cannot be extended until after the third year, and we'll see this a little bit later when we look at Zion Williamson's NBA rookie contract. The NBA rookie pay scale is so important because it determines these athletes' base salary, and their base salary means probably what you think it means. It's the starting position of how much they can make, and then anything else is added on top of that. The pay scale is determined by the NBA salary cap for that particular season, and in 2021 it hasn't been announced how much that is. Once they determine the NBA salary cap for the season, they assign a specific draft pick with the amount they can make. Even though this is a set amount assigned to each specific draft pick from 1 to 30 in the first round, there is some room for negotiation for these athletes, as they can make up to 120% or as low as 80% of this number. Most NBA rookies negotiate that 120% of the set amount to their draft position. And right here is the 2020-2021 NBA rookie pay scale. And right now it's set at 100%, which is the base amount these athletes can make. But most sign for 120%. As you can see, it gives them about $1.5 million-ish more to make in their first few seasons in the NBA. Draft position is so important in the NBA because second rounders do not have that guaranteed 2-year contract under their belt. Most sign about 1-year guaranteed contracts, but 2-year guaranteed contracts are very rare in the NBA. Even though this is rare, it doesn't mean it's impossible because Xavier Tillman signed a 4-year, $4.6 million deal with most of it guaranteed, making him the first second rounder ever to sign a guaranteed contract for that amount of money right after the draft. The collective bargaining agreement in the NBA has truly helped NBA second rounders the most recently, as the new league minimum for second rounders is $815,615. If you have watched my How Much NFL Rookies Actually Make video, I'll link it up here in the cards as well as in the description. I talk about signing bonuses and all these other things that really apply to the NFL that don't apply to the NBA because of that rookie pay scale, and that truly determines how much money they're going to make. And because first rounders have that 2-year guaranteed at the beginning of their contract, there's really no purpose for signing bonuses in the NBA. So now let's look at some of last year's NBA rookie contracts. And as I always say in these videos, Sports Track is not directly related to or affiliated with the NBA, so we're taking this with a grain of salt. We're going to start off with last year's first round overall pick, Anthony Edwards. And as you can see, he signed a 2-year, $20 million deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And this works out because they only show how much it's guaranteed, since those first 2 years are the only thing that's actually guaranteed to these rookies. And when you look at his base salary, it is the $9.7 million that was set for the 120% of that NBA rookie pay scale for last year. So that works out perfectly. And then you can see over his next 2 years, which are in black because those are guaranteed to him, that next year he'll make about $10.25 million. And as you can see right here in 2022-2023 season, those are in red because those are the team options that they have on these players, still determined by that rookie pay scale, which is again why that rookie pay scale is so important when it comes to NBA rookie contracts. Next, we're going to look at James Wiseman, who was picked 2nd overall in the NBA draft last year. And I wanted to look at this one because again, he signed the 2-year deal, but it's for $17.8 million over time, and he's making $1 million less than Anthony Edwards, who was picked 1 spot before him. And this is important because he decided to do the 120% rookie pay scale. And that's why, again, that pay scale is so important for these athletes, because that really is the difference of how much money they can make. And it's also funny to see here because a lot of people know that NBA players make a lot of money, but in reality, when it comes to their rookie contracts, they don't make a lot of money out of the gate like the NFL people or even baseball players who make a lot of money. In the NBA, it is very important to get to your second contract because that is where most of your money lies. Now, for the third player we're going to look at is Obi Toppin, who was picked 8th overall in last year's draft. And this is important because you see he has signed a 2-year, $9.9 million contract. Now that is very different than the $20 million contract that Anthony Edwards signed, or even the $17 million contract that James Wiseman signed that we just looked at. And he was only picked 7 in 6 spots after him. So that draft position is so important. And Obi Toppin again signed for the 120% rookie pay scale version of his contract, getting about $4.8 million a year. And next year he'll make about $5 million, which is correct. And again, he has the 2 red years to determine if the team wants him back after that. Now, when we were talking about contract length in the beginning of the video, I said I'll show you Zion's contract, and this is where we're going to talk about it because he has the 3rd-year option applied to his contract as he was the #1 overall pick in the 2019 draft. And as you can see here, his contract is for 3 years, $30 million, and you can see it here in the notes that say the club option was exercised on him, and his base salary here is 9.7, which is again the 120% of that rookie pay scale for the 2019-2020, and that's basically the same as the 2020-2021 because, as you know, the NBA really didn't do much in their pay scale as much because of the pandemic. The year that he was currently on last year, he made about $10-ish million, not a lot more. The 3rd-year option that was exercised on him is about 10.7, which again is a set percentage, so it's not that much. But if the club chooses his 4th-year option on him, he'll get about $13 million here, and he'll be a free agent in 2023, which, if you heard the rumors, his family are praying for that day to come faster. The last contract we're going to look at is Vernon Carey Jr., who was picked 32nd overall, which is in the 2nd round of the NBA draft. And he has signed a 3-year deal. Now you might be asking, he was just signed last year. How does he already have a 3-year deal? You said you could only get 2 years. The team has exercised his club option already for the 2020-23 season, which is good for you, Vernon. Secure that bag. But as we see here, his base salary was for last year $1.35, which is the 120% rookie pay scale version. And he averages about $2.19 million every year. And he signed this deal. If you see it says signed using cap space, that is the importance of the fluctuation of the rookie pay scale being between 80%, 100%, or 120%, because it allows these teams to have more room in their cap to pay these players more or less and move that money around the amount of years they're going to be with the team. Well, now that you know so much about NBA rookie contracts and how much these players are actually making, check out the video I did just like this talking about NFL rookie contracts and how much money they make. You can also check out another video on my channel and the entire series where I talk about money in sports and money in professional sports, and the one I did with Dr. Jensen, who is a former sport executive of marketing, and we talked about the marketing and opportunities that NCAA athletes have with the NIL. Leave me a comment down below telling me what you didn't expect about these NBA rookie contracts, or any video suggestions you would like me to do, because thank you again, Darcy, for suggesting this video, and that could be your video coming up next. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video, which are on Mondays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up or thumbs down because it's still your thumb, and remember, don't be afraid to join the convo. And he went to the Charlotte. The next contract we're going to look at